Here's Johnny.
You mean here's Georgie?
These two just crack me up. Have you noticed that George says the same thing every time? Because Peggy always says, I'm in two minds about everything. I've just been thinking. And George's line is always about us. Have you been thinking about us?
I'm in two minds, babe, if I'm honest.
In two minds about us, I'm assuming?
Like, what else is she thinking about, George? Is she talking about the two dogs on the road howling, George? No, she's always talking about you. She's always in two minds about you all the time. Now, let's talk about hypocritical Peggy again.
Just need some time to think about what Mum said.
Okay.
Peggy is 32 years old and she still lives at home. Yet she has money, she can afford to move out, but she wants to still live at home at 32 years old. George is like me, left home at 17 years old. So he's financially independent.
He left at home at 17?
Yeah, he did, just like me. So he's financially independent to pay his own rent now, isn't he, Peggy? But you aren't. So why do you keep giving George such a hard time? Why?
Well, you know, she has those old-fashioned morals and values. She probably thinks the man has to pay for everything.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's just absolute ludicrous.
I would like to think I've done absolutely everything to impress her parents.
Now, Peggy is always saying that she wants George to do more. Like what? Like what? Do you want George to climb your ivory tower like the fair maiden that you are and rescue you? You're not goddamn Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman. You know what I mean?
Big mistake.
You're not. Let's be honest.
Huge.
She wouldn't be. She's not a prostitute.
Oh, Mars.
She wouldn't do that.
Right now, I just need some space because I've got a serious headache.
I know you're trying to come across like a nice, decent girl, but your best friend is Tasha and your best friend is Ella. And Ella is a person who cheated. And you're fine with that. You're absolutely fine with that. You are so hypocritical. I don't understand where you're coming from, Peggy, at all. And you know you don't like George. You didn't need to have a conversation with your mother on the bed like me and my cousin having a conversation right now. But you didn't have to have a conversation with your mother. You knew.
Because they cleared up in the previous episode. So why is she rehashing it now?
I don't know, for more airtime, for more Peggy time. Do you know what I mean?
Probably.
Like the fair maiden that she is, like the pretty woman Julie Roberts that she is.
So what happened after he climbed up the tower and rescued her?
But George has clarified that he has a job. He's a goddamn physiotherapist. Like, what more do you want from him? What more do you want? He has a goddamn job and he left home at 17. You're still living at home at 32 years old. It's crazy. Until you can move out, that's when you get a voice, Peggy. You know you're financially independent to move out, so why haven't you done it? Because you don't want to grow up. Yet you're giving George a hard time about him not growing up and him being young and immature. That's hypocritical, Peggy. It is. Every time I want to talk about someone else, Peggy gets in the way. We were going to talk about another couple, but Peggy just really drives me mad. She drives me bonkers. I don't know what it is. Every time she's on the screen.
We're going to talk about Peggy again.
Oh, we're going to talk about Peggy.
I'm like, I don't want to talk about Peggy. I'm sick of talking about Peggy all the time.
I'm like, I can't help it. She comes on my screen, she goes, she talks so slow, and she's like, I know I talk way too fast. I understand that, but she's like, oh, I'm in two mindsets again. And then George is always saying, about me? About me? You're in two mindsets about me? Well, obviously, George. The whole show's about you and Peggy. You're not going to say, do you know what I mean? I know, she just spins my wheels. She really spins my reels.
I think at the end of the day, she just doesn't like George.
She doesn't like George.
And
he has money. Doesn't George have money? Isn't he from France? And living on freaking cheese?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that he lives on cheese. He's France. Do you know what I mean?
No, he lives on baguettes.
Yeah, he lives on baguettes.
So
like,
that's
he's got money. I'm pretty sure he has money, Peggy. So what are you worried about? He's got money. He's a physiotherapist. He plays games sometimes, you know. He wants to put you first if you let him. But you goddamn don't want to. You know what I mean, Peggy? Why? Because you want George to climb up the ivory tower and save you like the fair maiden you are.
I don't even think that would be good enough.
No, it's not good enough.
If he climbed up the tower, she'd be like, oh, I wanted you to do it this other way.
Yeah, he didn't do it the wrong way. Yeah, exactly.
You know, he was supposed to ride a dragon, not a horse.
I know, 100%. Like, I don't mean to come across like I'm just picking on Peggy.
You love to pick on Peggy, let's face it.
You want to pick on Peggy. But she is a hypocrite.
She rescues him right back.
What I'm really looking forward to, because there's nothing that really big that happened this episode, is tomorrow's episode. I want to see what happened to Roz and Thomas.
Yeah.
Something has happened and we don't understand what.
I know.
Because they were such a strong couple. We don't know the breakdown, what happened, why Roz is so upset with Thomas. You know?
I think she was just scared because she doesn't think he can fit into her lifestyle, but she's going to do something.
Yeah, I want to know.
What is she going to do?
I want to know.
What is she going to do? Because I have such a good image of her at the moment. So is she going to ruin it?
Yeah, I want to know.
What is she going to do?
Does she cheat? Does she cheat on Thomas?
Because Thomas is always saying nice things about her on his Instagram.
I know they're together. I have this
He's
feeling.
always saying nice things, so I want to know what's going to happen tomorrow.
I feel like
that's who I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about that, but Peggy overshadowed it. Peggy had to overshadow. I wanted to talk about Roz and Thomas.
Peggy in the middle.
Yeah. Peggy had to get in the middle.
Yeah.
Big mistake. Big.
Huge.
One that's hypocritical really gets under your skin.
Yeah, I know, but
And you never let it go.
it's not just that.
Ever.
It's not just that.
Just a bit fed up with everything.
Please don't get upset.
Obviously, he can afford to rent his own place. Obviously, he can afford to travel because he's always traveling. You know, obviously, he can afford cheese and a baguette. So, like, what more do you want?
All you need is a baguette and you're good.
Yeah, a baguette to go. Oh my god, you know what I mean? Let us know what you think, and are we looking forward to tomorrow's episode? I promise I'll try not to talk about Peggy. I'll try. Try being the operative word.
Try.